Good evening and welcome. We're glad to have you join us on BeeTv Major News at 6, reaching you from Benin City, the Abdul State capital, Nigeria. My name is Esau Osemege. Before we let you in on the news in details, here are the highlights of tonight's reports.
Okay, for them to be selling very close to the road is not safe. But we know that in Nigeria, everybody wants to do something to survive. So maybe that's the reason they are selling close to here.
Even if they provide markets or they provide shade for them, it will be too expensive for them to rent. So that's why you see them coming here.
This is the legacy that will overshadow their ill-gotten mandate. Their grab, snatch, and run playbook is akin to riding on the back of a tiger.
Anambra State, and indeed our dear nation, at the appropriate time,
car will get spoiled at the moment. That's just it. She should come and do this place for us.
The road no good. The gutter don't full. Now they bring all these gutter don't full.
Every day by dinner they do this. So if you look at see my room by there today, park the store. I don't park store for this road, don't tire. If you look at if you ever come on Sunday, you go see this road all full.
The way they pay before now say don't even add money join. Water now no go area. So we need small place how they manage self. I issue.
Plus it's 500. Before it's 250. That I'm told that I'm 10 at that time.
Now to the news in details. Members of the public have again appealed to Edo State government to revisit the stringent policies and measures to tackle street trading, which has been relaxed during the election period in the state. BeeTv News correspondent reports that the popular Ovorame Square, popularly known as Ring Road, which is meant to be the city center, has been taken over by traders displaying their wares on the road, thereby obstructing free vehicular and pedestrian movement. The reports. In yet another visit by BeeTv News to the city center, saw an increase in the number of traders displaying their open wares on the road. Commercial buses picking and dropping passengers in the middle of the road, thereby disrupting free flow of vehicular and pedestrian movement. Speaking to BeeTv News, respondents noted that the unwarranted street trading poses danger to both traders and other road users, while describing the act as unacceptable and unlawful.
Street trading has become a norm in Edo State, and found out that the task force that is saddled to handle the job of driving away the street traders are not doing their job. You see, and the couple with the election that just passed, it's a very bad, incident that the street trading. I don't support the idea of street trading in any way.
The fact is that what we are seeing in Edo State is appalling. This is not encouraging at all. I know before now, let me use a statement to tell the Nigerians, precisely Edo State, that before now it was not like this. I know politics have played its own role, because anytime politicians want to gain the people's attention, they allow all type of nonsense to take place.
Others called on the government to tackle the growing menace before the traders turn the entire ring road into a complete marketplace. They added that the incoming administration should provide a segregated business environment for traders on the street to be moved into, while emphasizing that they be made to pay less taxes, as it is one of the reasons traders run away from the markets into the streets.
It's okay for them to be selling very close to the road. It's not safe. But we know that in Nigeria, everybody wants to do something to survive, so maybe that's the reason they are selling close to here. But if there are other ways they can do it, it will be better. At least the government can provide somewhere they can sell that will be more safer for them and more better for them, instead of allowing them to sell along the road. But I believe maybe it's because the government have not provided somewhere for them. Maybe that's the reason they might be here. And we still know some people are stubborn, so maybe the government might also have provided somewhere and they still choose to be here, then the government can do something about that to make sure they get the right place to sell.
I believe that they should do more. The government should do more by providing a market for them. Because, and number two, even if they provide markets or they provide shade for them, it will be too expensive for them to rent. So that's why you see them coming here. So I think this present administration that is coming in now should take time to educate them send people to educate them that what they are doing out here is risky. If, God forbid, that a vehicle run over them, it's not the government, it's them that will die. So they have to educate them to know that what they are doing here is wrong.
The menace of street trading has been a recurrent issue in the Benin metropolis. It is hoped that it will be regulated and put under control by necessary authorities. Esoa Osemege, reporting for BeeTv News. Now, the Labour Party candidate in the just concluded Edo State governorship election, Barrister Olumide Akpata, has said he will not sympathize with PDP after their defeat. Says APC and its governor-elect undermine the electoral process. BeeTv News' best orator reports that Barrister Olumide Akpata made the statement in a press briefing held with journalists after the outcome of the Saturday's governorship election. The reports.
Briefing journalists, the Labour Party governorship candidate Barrister Olumide Akpata said he will not sympathize with the People's Democratic Party, who now cried foul after the loss to the All Progressives Congress (APC) in the Edo State governorship election. He alleged that the PDP, fully aware of the rule from the onset, participated in the bidding war with the APC, adding that the lamentation thrown in the face of their own complexity in the democratic traversy will not be entertained.
I hold no sympathy for the PDP, who now cry foul after being outmaneuvered in this macabre game of thrones. They willingly participated in the bidding war with the APC, fully aware of the rules from the outset. Their lamentations ring hollow in the face of their own complicity in this democratic travesty.
Barrister Olumide Akpata said for the APC and the governor-elect, their action has allegedly undermined the democratic process and has betrayed the trust of the people they seek to lead.
As for the APC and the governor-elect, their actions have undermined the democratic process, betrayed the trust of the very people they seek to lead, and eroded faith in our democratic institutions. This is the legacy that will overshadow their ill-gotten mandate. Their grab, snatch, and run playbook is akin to riding on the back of a tiger. They are riding on the back of a tiger that will ultimately be the source of their undoing.
Barrister Olumide Akpata said for the APC and the governor-elect, their action has allegedly undermined the democratic process and has betrayed the trust of the people they seek to lead. He added that we continue to envision Edo State and a new Nigeria where ideas triumph over Naira and where the collective will of the people shapes the future and the citizens feel the impact of good governance, stating that for this to be achieved, there need to be electoral reform.
As we stand at this critical juncture in our state's history, we must ask ourselves, is this the democracy we envisioned? Is this the legacy we wish to leave for our children? A system where the size of one's purse determines the weight of one's voice is not a democracy but a plutocracy in disguise. We remain steadfast in our commitment to building a democracy that works for all, not just the highest bidder. We continue to envision an Edo State and a Nigeria where ideas triumph over Naira, where the collective will of the people shapes our future, and where every citizen feels the impact of good governance in their daily lives. To achieve this vision, we must push for comprehensive electoral reform. We need to leverage technology to create foolproof systems that make vote buying not just difficult but impossible.
Barrister Olumide Akpata harps on the need to leverage technology to create foolproof systems that will make voting buying difficult and address the root causes that make electorate to sell their votes. The Labour Party governorship candidate, Yusuf Kadiri Asama SAN, was also present at the briefing. Best orator reporting for BeeTv News.
Following the outcome of the September 21st Edo governorship election in Owan West local government area, the APC leaders in Owan West have paid a thank you visit to High Chief Lucky Oimai, aka Taras, in his hometown, Owan, Edo State. The APC leader in Owan West and a former deputy governor of Edo State, Reverend Peter Obadan, APC chairman Owan West local government area, Honorable Frank David, led other party APC chieftains in the visit. Let's join our senior reporter, Best Orator, for the rest of the story.
Day and night, High Chief Lucky Ohimai made several and frantic efforts to galvanize support for the APC and its candidate, Senator Monday Okpebholo, and his running mate, Right Honorable Dennis Idahosa, during the period of the campaigns to reach every nooks and crannies of Owan West local government area to solicit for votes.
Dennis Idahosa, my personal friend and my brother. Monday Okpebholo, my personal friend. If they enter, I carry the problem, go meet them. Yes.
This effort of High Chief Lucky Ohimai, aka Tares, yielded results at last when the APC was declared the winner of the election.
One of APC, having satisfied the requirements of the law, is hereby declared the winner and is returned elected. Signed by the returning officer, Professor Karim and Abdul, this day to the 2nd day of September 2024.
Against this backdrop, the leaders of the party in Owan West local government area paid a thank you visit to High Chief Lucky Ohimai. Speaking, the former Deputy Governor of Edo State, Reverend Peter Obadan, said the visit is to thank High Chief Lucky Ohimai, aka Tares, for his commitment to ensure APC win Owan West local government area. He said High Chief Lucky Ohimai coming home to join forces with the All Progressives Congress has yielded a great result in Owan West local government area. On his part, APC chairman in the locality, Honorable Frank David, commended High Chief Lucky Ohimai for his immense support towards this victory of APC in Owan West local government area. He said before now, PDP used to intimidate APC in Owan West, but with the efforts and massive support of Chief Lucky Ohimai, APC now have an edge over PDP and added to the victory of the party in Owan West.
See what victory does. If we had lost, we would all have been going to our various homes and with our heads bowed. And that we claim victory today, or we are witnessing victory today, is because you came to our rescue. If Tares had not come, it would have been calamity, at least in Axis 1. But he came and he rescued the local government.
I'm all outside, but thank you, I appreciate you. We pray that God will continue to preserve and protect you for us in Jesus' name. We forget about all those other sides of like our leader has said, you want your unity, you want your work, you want your local government, you want the state. Because it's victory all the way. Amen. And so shall we also be in all your endeavor in Jesus' name.
In an interview, High Chief Lucky Ohimai, aka Tares, said he was home to rescue his people from the hand of PDP and he was grateful to God that his effort yielded massive results. He added that PDP had been in power for the past 8 years and there is nothing to show for it, saying that he's confident that when Okpebholo is sworn into power, Edo will get better.
I came home to rescue APC in my local government. And I thank Almighty God that it was a success. APC deserved to win because we've worked hard, we've campaigned day and night, round the clock. PDP have been there for like 8 years and nothing to show. So I think they should recruit again for another 8 years.
Other crowd of APC supporters in Owan West local government area also converged at High Chief Lucky Ohimai's compound to celebrate APC's victory in last Saturday's election. Those who spoke with BeeTv News commended Mr. Tarex for coming home to liberate APC over PDP in Owan West and pray God to continue to enlarge his coast.
I really appreciate His Excellency, my honorable man Tarex. He tried a lot in Owan West, which we haven't had a leader before. But we Ibira, we decide to work a lot in it because we have already tried. We don't know there's still kind of a market.
No election, no fight. It's not election. Government, Modebaro, it's Monday, it's okay. It's a weak election. It's a government is about it's a weak election and you work into now. No quarrel, no anything. Election is be fresh, election win.
I thank that as well. Where God come bring come. Where He make us so win APC. Before na PDP they carry on. They go they laugh us. But now, who laugh last? Now APC. That rest, God go bless you.
I happy say APC win this election. Before PDP they win, we they follow the drag go better they win a bed. Now, this one the gap where APC give PDP. It's too much. They're not near because of talents when they come. Now make out. If not be I bet we for nothing win this election. Talents too much. So God go bless her for us. So anything when they find, he go see her.
High Chief Lucky Oimai, aka Tares, is a man loved by his people. Best orator reporting for BeeTv News.
Meanwhile, the Nigerian Senate has suspended plenary in honor of late Senator Ifeanyi Ubah, who passed away during the annual recess of the National Assembly. The Red Chamber resumed its plenary sessions on Tuesday following the annual recess that began in late July. BeeTv News' best orator has the details.
President of the Senate, Godswill Akpabio, read several correspondences from President Bola Tinubu. The communications included a supplementary appropriation bill for the Federal Capital Territory Administration, the nomination of Justice Kudirat Kekere Edun for confirmation as the Chief Justice of Nigeria, and a request for the confirmation of commissioners for the Revenue Mobilization Allocation and Fiscal Commission.
To forward for confirmation by the Senate the appointment of 21 underlisted nominees as commissioners to fill the existing vacancies of their respective states in the Revenue Mobilization Allocation and Fiscal Commission.
The adjournment by the Red Chamber is in line with the tradition of the National Assembly to suspend first sitting after the death of a federal lawmaker. Best orator reporting for BeeTv News.
We therefore extend our heartfelt condolences to his family, his constituents, Anambra State, and indeed our dear nation. At the appropriate time, we'll do justice to his legacies.
After the formalities, the lawmakers paid tribute to late Senator Ifeanyi Ubah, CON, by observing a minute of silence. Senator Ubah, who passed away in late July 2024 at 52, represented Anambra South Senatorial District and chaired the Senate Committee on Petroleum Resources Downstream. Following the tribute, the plenary session was adjourned to honor the late senator's legacy.
Meanwhile, the Senate has confirmed the appointment of Justice Kudirat Kekere Ekun as substantive Chief Justice of Nigeria after screening. The confirmation follows President Bola Tinubu's letter to the Senate on Tuesday, seeking a confirmation as the CGN. Senate President Godswill Akpabio read Tinubu's letter during plenary on Tuesday. In the letter, Tinubu cited Section 231(1) of the Nigerian Constitution, which empowers him to appoint the CGN based on recommendations from the National Judicial Council, pending Senate approval. The President expressed confidence in a nomination and urged the Senate to act urgently. Senate President Akpabio then referred the nomination to the Committee of the Whole for deliberation on the next legislative sitting. The National Judicial Council in August recommended Justice Kekere Ekun to President Tinubu as successor to the former CGN, Justice Kayode Ariwola. The 66-year-old jurist has been serving as acting CGN since Justice Ariwola retired last month. Kekere Ekun is the 23rd Chief Justice of Nigeria and second Nigerian female jurist to serve in that position. The first female to occupy the exalted seat was Justice Aloma Mariam Mukhtar, who was a CGN between July 2012 and November 2014. Kekere Ekun was born on May 7, 1958 in London, United Kingdom. Her journey in the legal profession commenced at the University of Lagos, where she obtained her first degree in law in 1980. After she completed the Nigerian Law School, she was called to the Nigerian bar on July 10, 1981. The cost of purchasing premium motor spirit has continued to be a cause of groaning for motorists. Here in Benin City, whilst the major marketers have reduced the pump price below the previous price of 1,200 Naira, some fueling station continues to sell in the latter. The reports.
A tour by BeeTv news crew to some major fueling stations in the Benin metropolis, it was gathered that some of the major marketers sell between 885 to 1,200 Naira per litre. It was observed that long queues characterized the fueling station of the NNPCL due to the price of the pump price, which sold for 885 per litre. Some motorists gave reasons why they opted to purchase PMS at their choice fueling station, as they decried the unfavorable economy of the nation.
The pump price is 800 and something though, but at least it's still fair enough compared to other gas stations. What to do now, because if you don't come here, I'm not sure if you will make something, and especially when you are not using CNG.
I prefer to buy from Reynolds because the fuel queue at NNPC is way too long, and of which I can't stay on the queue for that long. Right now I'm doing my normal day-to-day activities, and leaving my normal job to be on the queue would not be a good thing. So I prefer to buy here at Reynolds.
Other places they are selling 1,000 to 1,150, but here in total here they are selling rate of 940.
Why I like to come here to buy fuel, because the fuel price will come down more and their meter they okay.
This filling station, they are good total, no queue, now few queue, and they don't cheat people by their price. The pump price is now 940 here. Others are selling 1,250. As you can see here, it's better.
They urged the federal government to put in place price regulations that would influence the uniformity in the pump price of premium motor spirit.
Independent marketers there should be a specific price that all filling stations should sell their petrol at. So being that the way it is now, when you go to another filling station, you get it at a very cheaper rate. When you go to another one, it will be very exorbitant, and of which is not okay.
We advise the federal government to reduce the fuel price, because it's not easy for us now to feed our family, to afford the fuel to carry passengers. It's not easy for us. So what we are saying now is that we are pleading, we are begging the federal government to reduce this fuel price.
The federal government should work on the price. It's difficult for some of our people to enter vehicle.
It is the hope of Nigerians that the price of premium motor spirits would witness a decrease for the benefit of the masses. Oluwatoyin Oyedola reporting for BeeTv News.
Justice Binta of the Federal High Court sitting in Abuja has recused herself from the trial of the detained leader of the proscribed indigenous people of Biafra, IPOB, Nnamdi Kanu, on the allegation of bias leveled against her by the accused person. The decision of the judge to rescue herself from the trial followed Kanu's open outburst against his counsel and the judge. BeeTv News' best orator has the details.
It says all these things are.
Nnamdi Kanu, who spoke from the dock at the resumed proceeding, directly told Justice Iyaku that he no longer had confidence in her handling of his trial, while his lawyer, Aloy Ejemaku, was trying to persuade the court to suspend the trial on the basis that his client was denied the opportunity to prepare his defense. Kanu got up from his seat and ordered him to sit down.
Then we need to try another court. The Constitution is very clear on this. Section 36 made it very clear that he deserves, as of right, the adequate facility to prepare for his defense. And who prepares him for his defense? His defense counsel. But we're not being given the opportunity. The court did make some order, and the consequences of that order would have resulted in getting him adequately prepared. But most of those orders were disobeyed in their material particulars. For instance, we were not provided a clean room where no one will have listening devices to listen to our conversations. And our documents, legal documents we take to the DSS facility, detention facility, are interdicted and seized and taken to places, photocopies and whatnot.
The prosecution counsel Adegboyega Awomolu urged the court to proceed with the trial, but Justice Binta declined and rescued herself from the case. Best Orator reporting for BeeTv News.
The electorate in Benin metropolis have ascribed the low turnout of voters in the just concluded governorship election to electoral mishaps, vote buying and rigging of election over the years. While commending INEC for safe and peaceful conduct of the election on Saturday, they appealed to INEC to always be transparent in the conduct of the election. The reports. According to INEC statistics, about 2,629,005 voters registered for the just concluded Edo State governorship off-cycle election, while 2,249,780 people collected their PVCs and just about 589,965 people actually voted in the election, left with 1,659,815 eligible voters that did not cast their votes in the just concluded election, with about 2% of 10 voters who actually exercised their franchise. It is clearly seen that the level of political apathy and non-interest in the electoral process have eaten deep into the state and nation at large. What may be the reason majority of citizens do not participate in the electoral and decision-making process of their state? Some respondents in the Benin metropolis shared their reasons for political apathy.
Happening in Nigeria politics today, we discover that so many things are really going wrong. So I believe the reason why so many people did not come out to vote is because that when you see that people come out to vote, at the end, their vote is not being recorded the way it is supposed to be. At
times when you listen to people, they'll say our vote does not count, or probably maybe the result has been prepared from above, things like that. So, and nobody is really interested.
With factors ranging from lack of transparency in the electoral process, fear of violence, stereotypical view that votes no longer counts, among others, some citizens have proffered solutions to political apathy, while some opined that Nigerians should make use of electronic voting systems such as a Western Ward, which allows for people to vote from the comfort of their homes. Others admonished that if everyone comes out regardless to vote, their votes will count.
The three political parties prepared and to do election, but suddenly when we get to the field, what we saw became different.
A lot of Nigerians no longer trust the electoral system, and I for one, I voted.
While the people not came out, even though people came out, they must ring the election. That's the reason we are not coming out.
The Edo election have come and gone. It is hoped that concept of political apathy will be addressed in future elections. Esoa Osemege reporting for BeeTv News. Still on the peaceful conduct of the just concluded election, residents in Benin City, Edo State, have hailed Edo citizens for their peaceful conduct during the Edo State 2024 governorship election held in the 18 local government area of the state. BeeTv News Osarogi Agwebo reports that the resident says it shows a citizen's sense of maturity and urged other states in Nigeria to emulate Edo State. The reports.
Last week Saturday, the 21st of September, the Edo State governorship election was held in Edo State across the three senatorial districts and 18 local government areas of the state. The electoral process went smoothly as the process was devoid of violence and crisis. Despite the money downpour, citizens defied the rains to exercise their franchise and return back to their respective homes peacefully. Some residents in Benin City who voted in last Saturday's election said the electoral process was calm, free, fair and peaceful in the various polling units they voted, noting that the process was devoid of violence and crisis. They lauded those citizens for displaying their level of maturity, love, peace and unity.
It was peaceful. At least for the first time in Edo State we conducted a peaceful election. There was no incident of anything at all. Everything went well.
The election is peaceful, and I voted in Nojuso in MMA, and the election was okay. Just that people didn't come out to vote. That's the issue. But the election was okay.
It's a good day to us, but the election was free and fair, very good. No riot, no fighting, no disturbances. You vote your mind and you go home and relax.
Some other residents appreciated security agencies and officials of INEC for ensuring a free, fair election, adding that election is not a do or die affair. As there is life after election, urge other states in Nigeria to emulate the peaceful conduct of Edo election.
Is that let others learn how to vote peacefully and go house peacefully. Vote is not do or die matter. Vote is something that we know. After 8 years, another one we enter. It's not killing or trying to carry the ballot paper or run or something. No, it's not good. But the election of this Edo State that day was very peaceful.
They should act like Edo State, no fight, no other thing, no quarrel issue. Maybe just they do the election like Edo State election. It was very tough and sweet.
The citizens congratulated Senator Monday Upeulu and Right Honorable Dennis Idaosa on their emergence as the governor and deputy governor of Edo State. Osarugi Agwebo reporting for BeeTv News.
The Nigerian Army has cleared Colonel I.B. Abdul Karim of sexual abuse following allegations by now discharged female soldier, Private Ruth Ogunleyi. The female officer alleged that the superior officer and other officers made life hell for her and that they should be held responsible if anything happens to her. In reaction to the allegations, Army spokesman Major General Onyema Chukwu explained that investigation revealed that the alleged victim was mentally unstable and she refused medical help, which led to her discharge from the army.
Investigate any claim made against his personnel. The case of ex-private Ruth Ogunleyi, who claims to be a former subordinate of Colonel I.B. Abdul Karim at the Nigerian Army Medical Corps headquarters in Lagos, is no exception to our commitment to due process. Upon receipt of her initial complaint, which included allegations of sexual harassment, the Nigerian Army took immediate action. The matter was referred to the Nigerian Army Corps of Military Police and tasked with conducting thorough investigation into the veracity of her claims.
The Federal Road Safety Corps, Kano State Command, has confirmed the death of 5 police officers in a fatal road crash while returning from Edo State, where the governorship election was recently held. In a statement issued by the FRC spokesperson, Abdullahi Labaja, it was confirmed that 10 other individuals sustained injuries in the crash. The incident occurred on the Kano-Zaria Road near Kafi village. Preliminary investigations by the FRSC revealed that the accident was caused by excessive speeding, which resulted in the driver losing control of the bus and crashing into a stationary trailer. Following the incident, the FRSC Sector Commander, Ahmed Mohammed, cautioned drivers against the dangers of excessive speeding, overloading and other traffic violations. He emphasized the importance of adhering to traffic regulations to prevent further loss of life on the nation's roads. Now, the Chief of Army Staff, Lieutenant General Tarid Labaja, has identified inadequate manpower and funding, as well as lack of a viable industrial base, as the challenges plaguing the Nigerian Army's contribution to national development. He disclosed this while delivering the Distinguished Personality Lecture organized by Center for Peace and Strategic Studies, University of Ilorin, and the Martin Luther Agua International Leadership and Peacekeeping Center, JAGI. BeeTv News' Joyce Ihere completes the reports.
The lecture of the Chief of Army Staff, Lieutenant General Taoreed Labaja, focused on the roles and contributions of the Nigerian Army to national development. It was represented by the Chief of Training, Army Major General Sani Mohammed. He identified some of the contributions of the Nigerian Army to national development.
To examine ways that the Nigerian Army can perform its role optimally and contribute effectively to national development. This will require the enhancement of Nigerian Army's effectiveness in internal security operations, continuously improve on the human capital, and relate cordially with the political class and civilians who are to be secured.
Though some of the military admins are now produced in Nigeria, Lieutenant General Labaja said more than 90% of military requirements are imported due to lack of industrial base. The Chief of Army Staff also identified inadequate manpower and funding, as well as poor understanding of security by Nigerians as the major challenges.
Implementation of the Defense Industries Corporation Act 2023. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu's assent to the Act is a positive and forward-looking move, given the number of positive issues covered in the Act, including the involvement of the private sector and taxing of all defense contracts to raise funds.
In his remarks, the Vice-Chancellor of the University of Ilorin, Professor Wahab Agbawole, advocated continuous maintenance of peace and security for development.
And it is in the light of this that we believe that engagement of this nature will further provide the necessary theoretical underpinnings on the study of peace for development.
The center has been able to produce not less than 50 PhD orders for the Nigerian armies. And for the master's level, we have been able to produce nothing less than 200.
The lecture was organized to mark the United Nations International Day of Peace. Joyce Ire reporting for BeeTv News.
Some residents in Benin City have said that the current cost of buying a sachet and a bottled water has reduced their regular routine of drinking of water and has now forced them to return to the old time of drinking borehole water. BeeTv News' Osaro Giagwebo reports that the residents said a bottled water now sells for 400 naira and a sachet water now sells for 50 naira. The reports.
Drinking of clean water regularly helps to maintain and balance the body fluid, as well help the body to stay hydrated. BeeTv News interaction with some residents in Benin City shows that the rate which some individuals now drink water a day has reduced, owing to the high cost of buying a sachet or a bottled water. The resident said a bottled water now sells for 350 to 400 naira, while a sachet water now sells for 150 naira and 400 naira. They said the increase in the price has now reduced the amount of water they drink a day, while others said the increase has resulted them to return to drinking of borehole water.
Where would they pay before now say don't even add money join. Water now no go area. So we need small water where they manage self a issue. So they get. So now that borehole water with the free for can now they load them. Go they manage them from that side, so they get.
Don't buy the way I buy before. Because the situation of everything is bad. At times we buy pure water, at times we can buy ragolis, at times we can still drink ordinary water. You understand? That is what we do now. Even the boil water, I have boil in my house. I normally drink that boil water. Before I drink it, I always boil it. I put it on the can and put it in the fridge. That's what I do.
The water was 20 naira before, now it's 15 naira. Yes, I'll still drink much as my system wants. It should reduce everything, not only water, full stuff.
A bottled and sachet water hawkers revealed that the sales of the product has reduced. As they lamented the continuous reduction of patronage, they attributed the increase in the price of sachet and bottled water to the increase in cost of purchasing the production materials.
The water where they got, they don't buy and where it came. No know what happened. We bought that time when we carry water last year. We carry about 5 or 600. Now, With our 450 we take the carry. Market not a day when you don't know what happen for the market.
But it's 500. Before it's 250. That time people are 10 at that time. Buy and 10 and we go 50. But now, 300, how much they see for one bag? 100, 200. Inside here.
Drinking of unclean water can cause increased waterborne disease such as diarrhea. However, it is the hope that the government will put measures in place to reduce the cost of purchasing sachets and bottled water production materials, thereby making it accessible and affordable for the masses. Osaloge Agwebo.
Following the increment in cost of food commodities and the escalation of economic hardship in Nigeria, citizens have opined that farmers and all personnel in the agricultural sector should be provided with funds to aid food subsidy and empower young farmers. The reports. The issue of food security in Nigeria has been one of consistent debate. Citizens are clamoring for government at all levels to saturate the country with food, adding that the only way to attain food security is when food is subsidized, by encouraging young farmers who are ever ready to flood the market with food. Speaking to BeeTv News, respondents said that if the federal government decide to allocate funds for food subsidy, it would not get to the desired level, as corrupt personnel will keep the money for their personal gain. Others termed it an impossible feat in the nation.
If you really go around, you find out that in some places, food items are cheaper. And the union is another big problem. It's a very big problem. A basket of tomatoes is sold the same thing everywhere. If you go to New Benin, urban market, whatever market, it's the same price everywhere. Maybe they have a body that goes around regulating these prices to make sure this is exactly how they are selling it here, you know. But for the government coming in now, I don't know. I'm even thinking maybe when the border is, if the border is open, maybe foreign things are coming in. You know, we used to have foreign rice. You know, if those things are really coming in, I think things will get better in little.
Others emphasize the need for the federal government to deal directly with citizens individually and provide measures to subsidize not just price of food items, but fuel price, as a hike in fuel price have kept the nation on a standstill, affecting other areas of the economy.
I think when people clamor for food subsidy, it's not out of place. I think the government, the way they go about it is the problem. For example, recent time we had rice we were giving. I think that was a bit to cushion the effect on the high cost of living on masses. But I want to recommend that instead of voting billions of dollars of money to state government or organization that the masses will never feel, if the government can gain access to our NIN and they can check our account details with various banks, what prevents them from having an agency that can credit masses directly those money that they are wasting? I think with that impact, masses will feel government support to subsidize food. Instead of giving money to institutions, to government who is in opposition and who is not willing to share the money for the masses and impoverish the masses, I am of the opinion that whatever you have as government, if you can gain access to my NIN and you can gain access to my account details, why not let me get a lot?
Actually, it appears there's a ground of those on top to misappropriate this paradigm themselves. But if put in the law, because if you go all over the world, there are subsidies. There's a food agri subsidy in the US. There's fuel subsidy. If they could just return the fuel subsidy in Nigeria and will make fuel to be cheaper, and at the end of the day, you see that production will go up. A lot of people will feel the pressure of the government. I think without subsidy, nobody in Nigeria today can feel the essence of governance in Nigeria.
The common question begging for answer is, will the constant battle for food security in Nigeria as a nation ever be attainable? Citizens are hopeful, but the government needs to do the needful. Esoa Osemege reporting for BeeTv News. The dangers of using fake drugs cannot be overemphasized. Nigeria as a country has suffered cases of fake drugs usage, which is harmful to the general well-being of citizens. Against this backdrop, citizens in the Benin metropolis have reacted to some of the dangers of using fake drugs and necessary steps authorities can put in place to curtail the use of fake drugs. BeeTv News Itoa Agawa reports that citizens opine that healthcare workers should check the authenticity of a drug before distribution. The report.
Fake or counterfeit drug pose a significant threat to public health worldwide. This illicit medication can be ineffective, toxic, or even lethal, causing harm to unsuspecting patients. According to the World Health Organization, approximately 100% of medication in developing countries are counterfeit. Speaking with BeeTv News crew, some respondents said counterfeit drugs are related to pharmaceutical fraud in the drug industry and distributors increasingly investing in counterfeit measures. They went on to highlight that consumers before taking drugs should always inspect for poor quality packaging, spelling mistake, and unusual bottle shapes.
I believe fake drugs even kills faster than the sickness itself. That's why I'm seeing fake drugs at the moment. And also, I think there are a body that's responsible to handle the issue of fake drugs, which is NAFDAC. And if they are serious in their work, I believe they concentrate more on the duty of NAFDAC, there will be less fake drugs, not just fake drugs, but other fake products coming into the country, e.g. maybe drinks and all.
Selling fake drugs can easily affect those that are buying it. Government have to stop all those things. How are they going to occur? Government have to what? Circulate a cabinet of a meeting, and they have to discuss this, the way they will stop all those things. Because if they are doing it, it will damage a lot of people's lives. You get it? It's not good.
Also, some respondents said enhancing public awareness and educative measures using technology such as barcode scanning to authenticate medication, and also NAFDAC Agency for Food and Drugs and PSI Pharmaceutical Security Institute should set boundaries measures to regulate the drug manufacturers.
Fake drugs is actually rampant now in society. Because of these fake drugs, you see that these drugs are not efficient enough to actually do the job they are expected to do. And most times you even see that it even causes more harm than good. The NAFDAC, National Drug Law Enforcement Agency, these are agencies that I believe that I will make a special appeal to them to actually see how they can effectively manage and control these drugs, these fake drugs, and see how they can curb it in society. And thereby we will have a better place and a healthy environment or a healthy life.
Strengthening regulatory framework and law enforcement collaborative efforts between governments, pharmaceutical complaint, and healthcare professionals will definitely bring stability and tackle the issue of fake drugs in the nations. It's Agawa reporting for BeeTv News.
Now moving straight into the business news segment of tonight's news package, let's join our correspondent Itoa Agawa for more.
The coordinating minister of the economy, Wala Edu, in a statement through the director of information and public relations of the Ministry of Finance, Mr. Mohammed Magra, emphasized the critical need for an efficient input system during the dry season, particularly stressing the importance of high-quality adaptable seeds in achieving optimal yields. He says the initiative was to revolutionize Nigeria's agricultural sector in line with the renewed hope agenda of President Bola Tinubu administration. He said the Victoria meeting with key stakeholders was to accelerate the implementation of National Agricultural Growth Scheme, Agro Pockets. The NACS AP initiative is designed to stimulate increased productivity and higher yields among farmers, ensuring significant impact on food production and agricultural growth across the country. The program is to transform Nigeria's agricultural landscape, and the meeting marked a significant step towards ensuring food security and economic growth in